Genji 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history. Being based on history, the stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab.
I see skies of blue, clouds of white.
What you got? What you got, Jacob?
Not color vision.
Enemy crab.
I can't see colors with my sight. And I think to myself, what color is that?
I don't think. Well, I guess you do have to ask that every now and then, huh?
I see shades of gray and shades of
I
gray.
see shades of gray, clouds of gray.
I still remember that one day we were stuck in math class, and it was Mr. Smith was writing on the board with I think it was a yellow marker or something, and it took you 20 minutes before yeah, I can't see any of that. So you had to redo all of it.
That was a horrible yellow marker.
It's like being colorblind, Jacob.
It's all I've ever known. I don't know what it's like to be non-colorblind.
Imagine not being able to see blue.
You know what I'd like to see? Find me a Google picture of a street with people on it, right? And then put it through the colorblind filter as you see it. I want to see what that looks like.
You can,
Is there a thing for that?
yeah, you can just do that.
What's it called? How do I do it?
Well, what color blinds do you have? It's red and green, right?
Yes, at least some form of it.
Oh, I think I've done this. Yeah, everything looks just to you. No wonder you don't ever want to eat anything else. Everything looks like
Yeah, everything
Ew.
is just kind of looks like dark yellow and brown.
Everything looks like vomit and diarrhea to you. That sucks. Oh.
Yeah, like a red apple for you. To me, it just looks like it's gone bad.
I see this picture of carrots and peas, and all somebody sees is peas. They can't tell that there's carrots in there. It's just green mush. Everything is green mush. All right.
All right.
I was just curious. I'm a curious guy if you haven't noticed.
I guess you didn't want to say anything else. You didn't want to be like, man, that must suck.
Well, there's just nothing else to say. Damn, that sucks. But like you said, it's all you ever knew. But yeah, that sucks. Yuck. I just keep my eyes closed everything. Every day looks like ass to you.
Being blind would be better.
Almost. You literally have diarrhea vision. It's the worst superpower.
Can you imagine saying to this just a colorblind person you don't know? Man, I'd rather be blind. Everything looks like diarrhea to you. I'd rather not see.
You should go. You would be better off blind. The world is a better place blind than colorblind.
At least then you can pretend. Everything looks like it's sick.
You can pretend. How am I going to deal with my new blindness? Well, you can just pretend it's all better. just pretend. Look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. I can't look on any side.
I'm thinking of when that woman's dating the Thing and he's like, you don't think I'm ugly? She's like, I don't think you're beautiful. And she can only feel nah, he's the Thing. You're playing here. But I get it. You can still pretend it's fine. Maybe not the perfect analogy, but nothing is perfect except episode 56 of the Giant Enemy Crab podcast. Welcome.
Hello.
I'm your host, Fliz, and I'm joined here by our wonderful crew. Man, I'm flubbing this big time.
Absolutely perfect.
That's our perfection judge, Lionel over there, Mr. KylarEmiya.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Shut up.
Right.
And my very good colorblind friend.
I rated red over green.
And we're here to just talk about how everything looks terrible to him. Yuck. No, we're here for the gaming news. First off, I'd want to say thank y'all and welcome anybody who's new. We had a little bit of a hit on our hands with our last little video, so it's nice to have you. Also, leave a like and a comment. Helps us. It's all we ask. But today we've got plenty of gaming news. First off, do we have any more interesting stuff on our pirate friend?
Oh gosh. Yeah, a little bit. So Thor did kind of like talk about that video that Coding Jesus made. And he talked about the lighting engine. Yeah, he did. And he basically said the code's fine. Like we don't got to update it. It runs on a smart fridge. Like it runs at 60 FPS, which is the cap for the game. It's just fine. He doesn't have to update it.
Shocker.
Yeah. One thing about that is he's referencing a video someone made of getting Heartbound to run on a smart fridge. But if you actually watch that video, that's not what happens. Basically, the person in that video is using the screen of a smart fridge as like a peripheral to act as like both a monitor and like a touch screen. So it's not actually running on the fridge. It's just being used as like a display.
He's got like a tower with a 5090 hooked up to the smart fridge. He's like, look, it runs on a smart fridge.
It's actually great. He put it on his laptop and he set it up as APK to run it like as a mobile device to enable like touchscreen controls. And then he went to like an appliance store and just casted it, like Chrome casted it to one of the smart fridges that was in there. That's how he did it, which is actually pretty cool.
What a farce. No,
no, not Thor didn't do that. Some random guy just did this.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like the blurb I kept seeing was plays on a fridge screen when you might as well have just said plays on a wall and pointed a projector at the wall. Like it's the same kind of idea, right? Like,
yeah, well, see, people have brought up like maybe he doesn't realize that it's not actually running on the fridge, but who knows? Either way, like there's like a truth to that where like, yeah, the code runs, like it works. So if it works, then why would you have to update it, right? It just rolls back to the same problem everyone always has with pirate software now, where like he can't take the L. He just can't admit like, yeah, the lighting engine is not optimal. I just tried to make a lighting engine on my own without any reference. This is what I came up with. There are better ways to do it. This was the way I came up with 8 years ago. Couldn't say that. Just has to double down and just say it's fine. It works. It runs on a smart fridge. I don't know.
Yeah. So here's my theory. All right. Cause my YouTube is flooded with pirate software slop. Every time I open it up, I see his face. The videos have millions of views. Right. And I was like, stuff like this happens with streamers all the time, but why is he so special? Why is this like blowing up more than all the other stuff? And I think it's because he's not actually like a terrible human being, right? Like,
oh, no.
We've seen some other people pop up, some streamers, YouTubers, and they just, once you find out that they did like illegal, terrible stuff, usually with minors, just that's the way it goes, apparently. Like, then it's not fun anymore. You know what I'm saying? They disappear. They go off into obscurity or jail. And like, it doesn't like you can make a jab here and there, but nobody wants to make a video about like cookie LOL, right? That's the one that comes to mind. No, it's just gross. It doesn't feel good. Thor Pirate Software is like a Saturday morning cartoon villain where like he's coming to destroy the rec center, right? Where he's not a bad guy. He's just a businessman. And every time somebody comes at him with something, he just plays the villain again and just chooses to not downplay. Yeah, I guess downplay or ignore things or like, and it's none of it's really terrible stuff. You know, I want to reiterate, like, I don't think he's a terrible person. I just don't think his views are great combined with the persona he puts off and his responses.
Yeah, we had someone actually say that like everyone's piling up on Pirate Software and they're like ignoring a lot of the good things he's done because he has done good things. Like I think he was the first streamer to actually provide healthcare benefits to his moderators. He's the first streamer to act. Yeah,
really?
Yep. If you didn't know that,
that's see, no, that's I gotta do a little deep dive on things he's done that are good because I actually thought about that the other day of like he's got to have done a lot of good stuff. Like nobody's just a through and through.
If you ever go through
gets this successful.
Like some of the other stuff he does, he hosts like game jams where he encourages people to like come together. If you don't know what a game jam is, basically you join this this big competition where you join like random people, get on a team together, and like maybe some of you are programmers, some of you are artists, some of you are like writers, and you just come together in some time frame. You just make like a quick game. You just make like a really quick game with a small team, and then everyone just has like a little friendly competition to see who can make the best game, and that's a game jam. And he hosts like tons of them. He's actually hosting a new one here pretty soon too, and he does those all the time because like a lot of the thing that he tries to promote is the idea that anyone can create a video game. And that you don't have to be a professional. And if you go on his website too, he promotes this idea like everywhere, where he provides examples of like, here's a game that was made where like all of the art is just scribbles on a paper. You don't need to be an artist. This person literally has no artistic ability, still made a great game. Or, you know, you don't need to be a sound designer or like a song artist to make games. This person, all the sound effects are just sounds he made with his mouth. That is a real game on Steam, and it's there.
Sure.
And he made it, right? So he does like a lot of good stuff too. It's just, you know, everyone dogpiles on this because it's exactly like you said. It's something that is fun to poke at, and Pirate Software just eggs it on constantly by just being the way he is, of just always not backing down and just like sticking to his own guns. So I hope it doesn't cause him too much stress, because we were talking about it last time too.
It has to.
Yeah,
he's like every day under fire, and it's. I feel terrible because it's like it's fun, but also, dude, if you just laughed about it a little bit, and it would be over. Oh, and he can still do that at any point. He just has to be like, you know what? That's funny. Oh, you know, I do have these little quirks, and I did do this thing that was a little weird, but you know, nobody's perfect, and everybody would just move on.
Yeah,
it would just. But I guess this, you know, this is engagement, right? You know, that's what every influencer wants. So
that's true.
Like I said, his name is all over YouTube. So.
Yeah, the biggest issue people always have with him too is the idea that he puts up like this persona of like being the game dev. Like, you know, I'm the been in the business for 20 plus years, ex-Blizzard employee, that he says like all the time, constantly. So that just kind of like colors like what he's supposed to be. And then all this news comes out about like devs looking at his code and they're saying, this is terrible, this is horribly unoptimized, you can't do anything about this. Like, it's just more ammo for people. Yeah,
it's two forces meeting to just keep creating this storm that just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough slop. Do we have any real news?
We do. A wonderful new DLC just came out. Ark Survival Evolves Aquatica update just came out a couple days ago, and it is absolutely terrible.
No. What?
Yeah, I don't know if that AI trailer implied that they also use AI to write the entire thing.
That's not what happened, is it?
No, but it did something worse.
Okay.
It completely broke everybody's game, because if you installed it, all of your save files are no longer playable.
No.
Yeah. Yep.
No, people spend their lives on that game. I know people who, regardless of everything, will play that game every day, all day long.
Yep.
And oh no.
Almost all mods do not function with this DLC update. And the modding community for Ark was like a huge reason why you even played the game, because the mods just made the game so much better. And if you just go on to like the Steam reviews, like you can just see all the issues. Like people are really upset. This thing breaks everything about it. Even servers are not safe for this either. If you do it, it will. Some people have claimed to destroy any custom configurations that you've made for your server, and the performance for the whole game is just not great. Everything from the UI, like there's just no one is really a big fan of this. Some of the recommendations I see on the game are they're recommending to refund it.
Yeah, I got a recommendation for you.
Yeah. And the official response, because there has been an official response from Snail Games, is kind of hilarious. They have offered a public branch of the game that you can opt in that allows you to play the previous build of the game before the Aquatica update came out. So that way you can play without it. So your mods work now. Hooray. On top of that, you can take advantage of the new discount for the Aquatica update as it is 40% off now.
Wait. Both things can't be good.
Sorry, what were you saying, Strider?
Like having old versions of the game be available through like Steam versions is a common thing that a lot of games do.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny that this is what they're offering as the solution is to go to the branch for the one that
this sounds like this very much reminds me of a Paradox maneuver. Like, oops, we broke our game. You could always play the old patch.
Yeah. On top of that, you can also join their Discord where they have now banned the word refund.
Stop.
What do you think they're using in place of it now?
I don't know, but I'd be very, very enthused to find out. So if you know, let us know. But yeah, a lot of people are very upset with this new DLC, especially because the trailer people are already kind of mad at. If you remember, the trailer they released was made with AI, and it wasn't good either. They used a bunch of like concept art to create a fully AI trailer for the game, and people noticed because it's not very good, and it literally told nothing about the game.
It might as well have just been a bunch of like those AI TikToks stitched together, like 5-second clips of AI. Like there was nothing human going on there. I'm surprised they never released like an updated trailer, did they? I'm curious. Let me look it up.
There's like a gameplay trailer now, like an official one.
I just can't believe that they let that one trailer, like it shouldn't even be up anymore, honestly. Like that was bad.
Yeah, that was a weird one because I remember Snail Games said that they had nothing to do with it. It was released by like it's like one of their partners or something. I had to go back. I don't remember offhand. But Snail Games themselves didn't want to release that. Who are the actual developers for the game? But either way, like the update itself hasn't been well received. So even if you take out like all these issues, what's actually in the DLC has pretty much been called like very shallow. There's like really not too much more. A lot of the structures that you can build in the game are pretty much just like the exact same things you can normally do above ground anyway. So yeah, it's just now you're underwater. It's kind of the deal.
Yeah, so they did release a official launch trailer a couple days ago, and it's all just gameplay, and it's fine. But I can definitely see what you're saying because they're just kind of like they swim a little bit, but they're just walking around underwater. It definitely looks like, well, now all that stuff you did, you can just do in a different location. Nothing real new is happening. So
yeah, not great.
It's still just Ark.
Didn't forever ago they announced like Ark 2 or something was coming out? Wasn't that a thing? Or am I losing my mind?
No, well, okay. They had Ark, and then it was Ark Survival. Oh, man, it was Ark Survival. I can't remember the original name, but now it's Ark.
It's Ark Survival Evolved was the first one, right?
Yeah, and now there's Survival Ascended.
Yep, but before Survival,
which I guess is
Survival Ascended was announced and released, they said 2 was coming, but then they decided to flip which one was coming out first because I think 2 was going to come out before 1's remake, but it ended up getting 2 got pushed back. I don't even know if there's or if it's just pushed back indefinitely now. And then Survival Ascended, it was released.
Oh yeah, here it is. It's actually on Steam. It was supposed to feature Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I remember that.
Vinny D.
Yeah, Riddick. He was going to be the legendary Ark hero, Santiago.
Wow. Good stuff.
Yeah, no idea where that is. I guess they had to spend all their time deleting everyone's save files.
Well, I think before that, wasn't the controversy like they re-released Ark and then the original didn't work anymore? Or something along those lines? I could swear.
When they released Ascended.
Yeah, they cut all
And
support for the original Ark.
I wish we should talk to one of our friends in the Discord who plays a lot of this, see what she thinks. I've never been a huge Ark fan. I remember the one time I really tried to play it was back when I was streaming and everybody else knew how to play and I didn't. So I was kind of relegated to just like getting wheat. And I was like, this sucks. I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah. So there has been like an official kind of update today that was released on Steam, kind of like a progress update. So for that, they're looking into issues relating to the shaders.
Oh God.
And trying to figure out what's breaking the mods.
Oh, we don't even know.
They don't even know. And then also
Beautiful.
all the low performance and FPS fixes they are working on. And yeah, it's pretty much like down to like they don't know what's going on. They're, as of like when we're recording this, they're planning some server downtime too. And they're actually trying to get in contact with all the mod creators too to see if they can figure out like what is breaking the mods, because that's like a huge deal. Like a big part of Ark is the mods. So you can't say that they're not trying to fix this, because it definitely seems like they are, to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's just like such a worst case scenario to release a DLC that absolutely shatters everyone's save files into nothing. Like I can't even.
It just seems.
What do you do?
I think as far as I know about Ark, it's kind of par for the course. They just do a thing and everything goes to shit. And then, but everybody loves the game so much that they're like, just fix it and we'll go back to what we were doing. Like it's fine. Just make it work again.
Yeah.
So.
It's weird how this happens, because you think I don't know. I don't know how you do this. I don't know enough about game development, but I would think you would try to do this on a save file and just see what happens. You know what I mean? Like how does this slip past? I really don't know.
But yeah, I guess that'd be something to ask, because like I can understand you release a game and it doesn't work on certain things, but to release a game and it's problematic for everyone, how does Wilds get released and it doesn't work for anyone properly? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I know that there's a lot of it's all. They could test and have the game take longer and do all this, but they got to meet, quarterly revenue, yada, yada, yada. But when something gets released and it just doesn't work anywhere, that's a little mind boggling.
Yeah, that's strange. So hopefully they fix it. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to save anyone's save files. Maybe someone will create something to, maybe uncorrupt the ones that are there. So I'll keep on the lookout for that, but I severely doubt it. That's such a big problem to try to fix. I don't even know if that's possible.
Man, that's what says people spend like years, like those aren't like just, oh no, my I don't even have something that can relate. Every game I play is live service. I can't even think of a game with a regular save file anymore.
Yeah, our mutual friend who plays that game has over 5,000 hours in Ark.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's just like that. That isn't just like I played this game once. That's like a couple years long save file.
Yeah, if they spent a tenth of that time on one save file, like that's hundreds of hours just erased.
Yeah.
But that's my news for today.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I know our boy Strider got into a game I've never even heard of. Well, AI Limit, is that what you got into?
Yep.
And how is that? What is that? Give me anything about it. I know nothing. I've never even heard of this.
It's an indie Souls-like is the best way I would describe it. And it's from Sense Games. I'm not sure if they even have anything else I've never heard of. I think this is their first game. I saw it was on sale during the summers.
Sorry, I Googled Sense Games and the first thing that pops up is no information is available for this page.
I just thought you were laughing at something I was saying.
No. You're good.
Picked it up during the Steam summer sale, and I just finished yesterday. I got what I was assuming was the best ending in terms of it has like the furthest you go. The thing about this game is that its unique mechanic is that you don't have a stamina gauge. You have something known as a sync rating, and as you attack you will build sync rating up, and there's certain levels based on what's known as your main seal, which you find a few of them throughout the game. But basically, those determine some of like your biggest passives. But they also determine like where the segments in your sync gauge. This because you're known as what's called a blader, so of like basically a superhuman of sorts. Is once you actually start fighting other bladers that are bosses, they'll have the exact same mechanic.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
So they'll start. They state that you can see the exact same gauge and you see their segment breakdowns. Because the other thing is that all bladers can do is they can all parry you, and if they do that, just like you, they will get a huge chunk of their gauge back.
No, when you mentioned sync ratings, you just reminded me of Evangelion. We're studying the sync configuration to Japanese.
The sync rating to Japanese.
That's a thing. I remember that. For how little I watched in Evangelion, I remember that was a thing.
It very well could be. That was like with some of the techno mumbo jumbo that they have in the background. Of those
It just sounds like all garbage. They're just saying stuff. Yeah, I remember.
Because this game has two voice tracks, two audio languages, which is Chinese, I believe, and English. Because I played with English, because I think it's what it was default to do. And some of the English voice acting isn't the greatest. I'm going to be real.
No. It's always my favorite.
There's one character in specific. Her entire quest line, the entire time, it just sounded like they got like the equivalent of a YouTuber to record out and then mail in their lines, like email their lines in. Like it's like noticeable the audio quality difference between her and everyone else. Like everyone else kind of doesn't have the best direction. There's just a huge audio difference with her.
Well, to be fair, Final Fantasy XIV did the same thing with Dawn Trail.
And everyone hated that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, speaking of 14, did you see the news on 14?
Oh, no.
That they're ending Windows 10 support in October?
Well, they kind of have to, I would imagine.
But I think that like, Steam's like most recent survey said that like 35% of people still use Windows 10.
I still use Windows 10.
Good. You can all join me in hell with Windows 11. And support for these heathens. Come join me in the pits.
Let me go.
Pry Windows 10 from my dead ad-filled hands.
If that's what it takes. I will step over that corpse and hand you a copy of this trash.
My computer can't even upgrade to Windows 10. I don't have something that it needs.
You can use GeForce Now to use Windows 11.
Truly surpassed the limits of my own computer. AI Limit has some really big problems that I had with it, at least that I felt. One of the big ones is that roughly 60% of enemies in that game inflict you with a status effect. And the status effects are very nasty. There's poison, which just drains your HP. It's by far the least threatening. The second one is piercing, which is when it fills up, is you just take a huge chunk of damage. The problem is that early game, it just kills you outright.
Oh, fun.
And
just don't get hit.
That's kind of what I thought. I was like, why are you getting hit then?
That sounds scary. Don't get hit by that.
That's a Souls-like. You gotta get good. Stop getting hit.
So the thing is that the parry in this game is delayed. It's not fast. You basically attempt to parry what's about to happen in a little over half a second.
Okay.
The problem is that the parry also isn't like it's directly in front of you. So if you're actually too close to an enemy, you'll parry past them.
Oh, yeah.
But the same thing is the enemy can also just like, if you're right up, like especially on bigger bosses next to them, they will just swing over you. There's definitely been times where a boss just whiffs like multiple attacks in a row because it just swings through you because its arms are too long.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so piercing just kills you outright early. And the third and final status effect is infection, which just causes your sync rage gauge to just continually deplete for like 3 full minutes. And it's very frustrating because when your gauge hits 0, any attack is like a 5-second stun. And then if it's against certain enemy types, they'll be able to riposte you, which is almost a death sentence.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I hate stamina-based combat.
Yeah?
It's just a meme. Don't worry about it.
The thing is, the reason games usually give you stamina meters it's like this is because if like even playing this game moderately well, you just literally don't ever have to stop attacking. The problem with this game is that every boss sends one or two just falls over. I think I died 9 times to bosses throughout the entire game.
Yeah, I was looking through the reviews a little bit, and everybody says it's way too easy for a Souls-like. If you played Souls-likes before, I'm seeing people obviously like it as like it's like challenging but fun, which is enough to say like, oh, you beat it and it didn't take you that much effort. You know what I'm saying?
The levels are far more dangerous with like specifically those strong enemies being way more dangerous than late game enemy than the actual boss fights. And the problem is that by late game, you just have so much healing / so much defense plus just raw stats that every boss fight just turns into you can literally trade 1-to-1 and win. The like last chunk of the game is literally like 6 or 7 consecutive boss fights with a few story, like little bits of story, but it's in between. And for almost all of those, it was literally just walk up, get right next to the boss, because there's a 50% chance it's just going to swing over you, and you just start swinging, and you'll just come out on top by trading. And like I'd still have maybe half my healing items.
The other thing I'm seeing here is for a game, this is like it's a waifu game, right? Like they put a lot of time and thought into this protagonist, from what I can tell. But then are the cosmetics tied to your stats?
Yeah, it's basically they're about as impactful as Bloodborne's were in terms of like what the armor provides you. It's very much like the same. It's this like almost exactly the same numberings in terms of that armor gives you groups of like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 of certain damage type resistances.
Okay, it just seems weird to have a game that's like, because people play dress up with this stuff, but then like it also affects you actually. I don't know, just seems like a weird choice.
The thing that really started to get me was the fact that you only have 2 slots. You have headgear and your body armor, right? But the headgear slot also just has hairstyles that all have also different effects. Like they all have different stats. So it's like, you want to use these hairstyles, I guess, but they're like, this resistance is terrible for this area.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, you can't play dress up properly, which, not for me, but I know other people really like that kind of stuff.
It's more that like hairstyles are quote unquote armor is the part that was really getting me instead of just having its own slot. There is one interesting thing is that one of the pieces of equipment you can equip is what's known as your nucleus, which determines a few important stats. It determines what your soul gain percentage is. Like you gain a certain percentage of souls from each enemy based on what the absorption rate is. There's the retention rate, which is the percentage of souls you hold if you die. And then the third part is an energy gauge rating, which determines how much sync gauge you get back for each enemy you kill. So there's like ones that are really good at absorbing, but you lose half your souls on every death. And there's others that are like, you only gain like 60% souls, but you'll hold 90% of them when you die. Because when you die, you don't have the chance to get your souls back.
Oh, yuck.
Oh gosh, yeah. That's always awful.
So, but here's the thing. The level design in this game loves instant kills. In terms of the roughly 60% of my deaths were me walking up blind around a corner, getting punted off a ledge by an enemy that was hiding around the corner and dying. And being like, well, there goes this 60K.
You said Kazan was like that too, yeah?
Yeah, Kazan I remember also doing that quite a bit. But it's like very noticeable. It was very noticeable in this game because the other thing is the way is all of these most of these levels are very thin platforms, like pathways that you have to walk across. Like there's multiple times per area on average where you are basically trying to fight an enemy enough like with like 3 feet of movement on either side. The thing that kept getting me that I found amusing though is because you can backstab enemies or repulse them if you parry them. The thing is, when you do this, right, is they land face down. or face up, depending on like which direction you were doing. If you hit them, it'll restand them, and then they'll fall because now their center of gravity is off the ledge. So this kept happening is you'd backstab an enemy because there's a lot of ones they're positioned where if you snuck up behind them, you can knock them off the ledge, but they'll fall and like hover over the air, and you have to hit them once to stand them up so that the game realizes they're now over the edge and fall.
That's funny.
But no, the other thing with the level design is that the game just hates you. In terms of like there's multiple poison swamps. There's one area where the gimmick is that there's a security system basically in the area where if you stay out in the open for too long, you just instantly lose half your health and get staggered. Like it depletes your sync age completely. So, but because there was multiple times where I'm like, this had like I'd be like, okay, this area was terrible. Hopefully the next one's better, and then it was worse.
Well, it wouldn't be a Dark Souls game without a poison swamp, though. That's like
each one gets one. You don't get two.
Nobody likes that. It should not be in the game. Nobody's like, yeah, that's my favorite place to go. Everybody hates it.
It is. They're like, oh, this is gonna teach them.
That's been going on. Dude, no, that's been going on since like Ninja Turtles on NES. Like, why? I don't know why we keep making these places that everybody hates. Like, it's not fun. Nobody enjoys the poison sewer.
It's leakage
never fun
of the masochism from the game devs, of how annoyed they are at the reviews for their previous game and how gamers just hate their products.
Like I'm thinking of some of the games like Resident Evil. There's one of them that I played where I remember playing it on stream and enjoying it massively. And then I got to a sewer and I was ready to turn it off immediately. Like it's not a good aesthetic. It's never a fun area. The enemies are always beyond annoying. I don't know why it's there. What a stupid trope. Stop it. Nobody wants to go in a sewer ever for any reason.
I think it's pretty cool down there.
There are a lot of sewers in that game, by the way.
Oh, see? Call me game dev already.
I don't even like the sewer episode of Futurama. I hate sewer.
Oh, the one with Layla?
Where they go surfing in the sewer.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember that one. I'm thinking the Layla
Yeah,
one.
I know. You called her Layla. You don't remember? I don't watch the show.
You know how long it's been since I watched that? What was her name? It's the one I
Leela.
Leela. See, there we go.
Layla.
I was close. Didn't that show come out again too?
Yeah, and it was fine.
Was it just more Futurama?
No, but it was just like another season, and it wasn't even bad. It's just like, I don't know, Futurama was like a comfort show to me, and I know every episode, and so I put it on. And then putting on new episodes I just didn't care as much. There wasn't anything wrong with them, but it wasn't. I don't know. I'd have to go into it, and we're not doing that right now. We're talking about AI limit. I was going to call it AI Slay. I was going to call it AI Slayer.
So would you recommend it though?
I mean, a big positive for this game is that, its asking price is $35. It is not a full price game. And
it's not too bad.
Yeah,
for 35, it looks pretty good.
It's a little stiff. It's probably a solid 7 is how I'd end up rating it, because some of the boss fights are pretty cool. Especially my favorites were the ones where you fight other bladers, where they basically have to use the same gameplay mechanic as you. Though I will say their ability to parry you is some trash sometimes, because if you have a slow enough weapon, they can literally just input read you and parry you. Like you'll hit them twice and you go for a third swing, and instead, because your attack is so slow, they'll go into their parry animation and you'll just get parried because you were trying to play. Like there's no way for, if you use like the greatsword class of weapons, for you to accurately predict when you're going to get parried.
No, you gotta Clair Obscure them and just make the wind up really, really, really long. Trick them.
Oh, don't worry. They have some very funky windups, because the hardest thing in the game for me was because there's basically NPC bladers that you'll come across that aren't bosses, that are like corrupted, and they have a very inhuman moving animation where they like kind of like just slide and like slither around, like very unnerving, but it makes them a pain in the ass to read, and they have like 3k health. Like they are tankier than some of the like the early game bosses, and then they also deal piercing damage early. So if you just get hit like 3 or 4 times against one, you will just die outright. And
you're in the sewer too.
Yeah, we're in the sewer or desert, like all of the areas, because it's a post-apocalyptic setting. So they're like the most of the areas are very drab. Although there are some really cool looking areas later in the game, especially like your potential final boss. If you get the bad ending, it will be your final boss. But with the other 2 endings, you'll go further. But that area has a very sick design.
Okay, obscure Souls like this or Kazan?
Kazan's by far probably the better game. This one though is half the price, right? Because Kazan is $70.
Okay, this or Liza P?
Liza P. How much is Liza P? Liza P is
it's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass.
I'm not talking. I'm just talking Souls likes that aren't
FromSoft.
Dark Souls.
That aren't from software.
Yeah.
I think Liza P is probably the better game, although it has the same issue that I have. The biggest problem for me in Souls games, which makes them unfun, is if your enemy design is intentionally hard to read.
Yeah, because the whole game is about like learning how to read your enemies and playing off that. That's how people go no hit runs. And if you can't do that properly, it's not, you're defeating the the gameplay
intentionally
loop, I guess.
Like, because that's always been my big problem with Liza P. Because Liza P is very well done. It's probably the best non from software Souls like, and it definitely stands up with theirs from softwares. But I just don't like the puppet enemies because they're intentionally hard to read because they move like puppets.
Maybe that's it, because I really like when I saw that game, like I saw the trailer, I played it for a bit, like I love the aesthetic. I just turned it off. I just didn't want to play it anymore, and I couldn't figure out why. Maybe that's it.
Because I just didn't enjoy learning bosses because eventually I would learn them, but just their movements weren't the best. I did not find it fun and engaging to learn their moveset because it was just, I'm going to die to this a couple of times per move till I've learned that what the tell actually is, like when I should press the button.
Well, cool. So I was going to say soft recommend, but like actual, I guess real recommend. Yeah,
I would say real recommend because $35, like that's a big point for it. They very much aware that it's a budget title.
I mean, Thymesia was $25. Dang, I don't know if Thymesia's worth $25.
I liked it more than Thymesia of what I played. I played through, I think, over half of Thymesia, and it was only like a few hours, and then my controller just exploded.
I played through the whole thing. It was fine. It just didn't feel like it didn't feel like a finished game. I think that was my main thing. But that's a personal gripe. No good reason why. Maybe it was just really short.
Yeah, because the other thing that, this is for some real big positive for element is that the level design, when it doesn't actively hate you, it does the Dark Souls 1 thing really well of like where there are shortcuts that loop back into like checkpoints, plus like very interconnected in terms of like there's shortcuts you'll find that lead to different areas. And early game, there's an optional area when you get to the end of it. You'll find like a room you can't get into. That room turns out to be super important, but you don't get there till half of like another 50% through, and you come from the other direction. And it turns like you could almost walk from one checkpoint and get anywhere else. And
any last words on it? Or
just
you good?
that doubling back to what I was saying about enemies being hard to read is that a lot of these bosses you're able to read what they're going to do. Like it feels good to sight read them. And some of the late game bosses are actually pretty fun.
Oh, like first time you can tell what's going to happen.
Like,
and
yep.
You're
like
proud
it's
of yourself.
intuitive. It's intuitive what their moveset is going to be. Like
I know what you mean.
The potential final boss, like it's going to be the final boss if you do the bad ending, is I beat her first try, but she was probably my favorite fight in the game. Just because a pretty varied moveset, multiple phases, and just was like the most well-designed boss in my opinion in terms of just how fun it was to actually fight. Plus it being a blader, so it follows your rule set.
Well, this final boss I'm seeing is a big naked man in a chair. And he throws people at you.
Yes, that is the good ending's final boss and the penultimate final boss if you go for the true ending.
That's the AI limit right there.
Okay, since we brought it up, the ending of this game it made me mad because basically
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers at this point since you brought it up. It's basically a supercomputer was created by mankind, surpassed them, but felt that it stagnated. So it decides, I'm going to cause the apocalypse and then see what remains and use that to further my own evolution. And it's like made up of 3 parts. The giant naked man is one of them. There's a central computer known as Nyx, and then there's another part that Charon, who is responsible for like overseeing the Blade program. But at the end of the game is you fight the old man because he's like, you just up my church and my experiment. Like, you think you could just walk away from this? You beat him and he goes, well, I'm done. Peace. And then the supercomputer trio, like the 3 gods, basically ask you, do you want to join us on our adventures through the stars or not? The quote unquote good ending is accepting. The true ending is walking away. But so if you try to walk away, one of the other Charon is the one who's actually the final boss. And basically goes, you're coming with us anyway. And then you win.
Says, fuck you.
And then then you win, right? And she just like, I don't exactly know what happens, but she basically in the cutscene after just goes, oh no, you beat me. Yoink something out of you and goes, peace. And then they just off. They exterminated humanity, and basically the game goes, you tried, but they're just gonna leave. They're just gonna off into space. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's the limit.
You did it.
AI limit.
Yeah, that's the limit of it.
And they're like, the best part is they're like, you have surpassed us. You've become the equilibrium we've been trying to observe. Goodbye. And the game just ends.
That's how everything should end.
There's like,
my home planet needs me. Goodbye.
like,
Goodbye.
I don't know what it's like. Souls games just do not have strong endings. They're just, oh, we're done.
I don't think I've ever played a Souls like for the story. Like I mean, I'm sure within the backgrounds of all the lore, there's a story in there, but just playing
it's like
them
worse
is
than
always
the Soul, like how fulfilling the Souls games.
Oh,
Like the Souls games give you a feeling of like, for me anyway, that like something will follow. You don't know exactly what it is, but there's a future for you. This one just makes you felt like I lost.
it's just life, man.
And they left with your $35.
No, sex games, why could you do that?
All right. Well, thank you for checking that out. Did you have? I thought you had another piece of news you had. Or you
so
good?
the small piece of news I wanted to bring up right here. Did you guys hear that supposedly there was a new Guilty Gear game that was going to be worked on, but they canceled it as of a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
What? You know what? I was wondering the other day, like when the next Guilty Gear was going to come out, and I was like, I don't really want there to be one. I want them to just keep making Strive better.
Let's get a ranked mode.
I think the thing with that one was like we had no idea what kind of game it was going to be, right?
We just knew it was the new Guilty Gear, which people were
Could
speculating
have been.
because people were
Like
speculating that the combination of like we don't know if is it going to be another Overture, another RTS style game.
That's what I was gonna say. It could be like that.
It's going to be Mario Kart, but it's Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear Racing.
Potemkin in a little Mario
Guilty Gear
Kart.
Drive. It's
Yeah.
right there, Jacob.
Guilty Gear
God.
Drive. Oh, send that to them right now. Email them that.
Yeah.
I'm now just imagining like each character would play the bed.
Oh yeah, no, the Potemkin is like Bowser, 100%. Like no turning, all speed, all power.
Kai would
just can't churn. Only goes straight.
Kai is just doing ride the lightning the entire time.
That's I don't know, good or bad.
What it probably means is that I believe we're getting season 5. Is the bit?
Oh,
As I would assume that because between that and them announcing the Marvel fighting game is it because it sounds like the cancellation was only a few weeks, like up to a few weeks ago. So it was a fairly recent pivot to work on something else.
No, I don't. I mean, I didn't expect anything. So, and I like, honestly, I'm surprised they're still like, I know they're under contract and everything, but like they're still updating this game that I have to go to East Coast to play. Like there is no West Coast scene whatsoever. And I love it. It's such a good game. I think it deserves way more praise and way more players than it has. Everybody just wants to play Street Fighter. Ugh. Nobody's playing that Nen Impact game. You know what's funny is I downloaded the demo and that was one of the background videos I used, like just when I put a video up on the background for the podcast. And I was like, this game's kind of neat. It's like Marvel versus Capcom. And then it came out and it runs like there's no combo trial mode. There's no single player mode. The net code is non-existent. What do we see? 54 frames of rollback? Like, nah, you can't play that. I guess we'll just have to wait for Marvel, whatever that is called.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it already.
Token? Something like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Marvel,
Oh god.
how do you guys
Marvel?
feel about Phoenix? And we all know how we feel about Wolverine. If you play Marvel
the
at all,
fucker
everybody
out of
knows
my
about
game.
Wolverine. He needs a leash. He is too much. That being said, thoughts on Phoenix at this point after a week or two? Because we've been getting back into it. What do you guys think? I have my own thoughts, but
I haven't really played her at all. I haven't really noticed her impact very much. She doesn't seem to be like crazy broken, but we haven't really gotten
She
that
seems
high
very
up there.
solid.
Yeah, she just seems like she's good, but nothing crazy. But we're not back in like Diamond GM yet to where it starts getting a little more even. Right now it's just stomp or be stomped.
yeah, I feel like kind of underwhelming. I've played her a bit. I've played with her a bit. I've played against her quite a bit. I'm never like, oh no, there's a Phoenix. That's not happened even close to once.
Yeah. It seems like she fits like a good, I don't know if a good, but like that niche of like, she's kind of like where Moon Knight is, but she has more burst potential than he has, if that makes sense. For an AoE, Moon Knight can like assassinate people, but I think if you can get like the right hits on her, she can like erase a backline.
Yeah, because the big thing that I always dread is if she hits a bunch of people and then ults, because there's a good chance that your team is about to explode.
Yeah, like you will
Because
just
she
die.
will pop the explosion on everyone. And then, like, even if it doesn't flat out kill, there's a lot of times where a Phoenix ult is followed by 1 or 2 picks, like, very shortly after, and then the entire team collapses. There's
it's
a
got
lot
that
of...
huge AoE.
Yeah,
It goes through walls, I think, too.
yes,
Mhm.
and destroys all deployables and any overhealth of any variety. Any shield just immediately disappears.
Oh no, poor Mantis.
Yeah, I think it's a good addition, honestly. Like she doesn't feel like broken. She feels like she's just kind of solid. Like
Yeah, she's pretty solid. You have to
She
respect
feels
her.
like she fits, where a lot of the other new characters that we've had have either been like, this is busted, or like Thing, when he came out, felt like he was kind of not complete, like he was missing something almost. Now he's kind of crazy with that jumping ability.
The jump, like his 1v1 potential is insane, and also now
Yeah.
just he beats the flyers to death.
I don't play Flyers, so I don't know. Like, I don't have any thoughts on that. But I'm actually scared of Thing now. Like, he can just be on me in an instant, and it's actually very scary. Where before he was just like, I'd watch him run around, and I was like, oh, free ult charge, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know how oppressive that new ability of his is for Flyers yet. I don't have any thoughts.
If
on
you're
that.
if you hit someone with a right click because they'll fall to the ground, is as long as you don't whiff, you can keep them chained to the ground because you will hit them again before they before they can get high enough away from you.
Oh,
So he can do like 3 to 4 consecutive hits as long as the flyer doesn't get out of his range, like horizontally.
I've played Flyers a couple times. The only thing that I've noticed when it comes to that is like if you're a flyer, you're way up in the back and far away. and things just not in that area. You know what I'm like? You have to be up in their guts to really like, then thing will wreck you. But for the most part, you're just sitting back there. Like he's never within your zone anyway. So it didn't change a whole, like he has to be gunning it for you like Hulk does on purpose. Like you don't just, oh no, there's a thing. I can't play a flyer.
The thing is that you have to sit far enough away that thing can't jump to you. And even if you're already doing that, thing's already doing like decently well against you because he's causing you to stay too far back.
Yeah, and they nerfed Iron Man's poke too, so his poke is not
Like
as impressive anymore.
You're getting damage fall off. Like if you want to get in for full effectiveness, you have to get close enough that the thing can threaten you. Because the thing with his jump is that he can right click then jump. So he can, if he times it right, he can just hit you straight out of the air.
I will say the flyer I played a couple times. I played it once with you guys. It didn't go so well. We had a bad game. But the one I played a couple times was Flame On. I don't remember his name. What's his name? Human Torch. Human Torch. And he does just want to sit very far away unless he's using one of his abilities. And he's still extremely useful in that area. So maybe that's why, like Storm or
Human Torch is the one I always end up killing too. With him,
really?
It's because
you play a lot of things.
Yeah, it's because the way the maps are designed is that usually flyers end up having to pass through something that puts them in danger. And because if you ever step within 20 meters, assuming that the thing's jumping isn't jank, because like sometimes it shoots past them, like where you exactly end up relative to the flyer, is usually the problem with actually hitting them. But as the thing, like it's relatively consistent to try to punch like flyers because they will eventually get moved by the flow of the map into range.
Speaking of maps, how do you feel about these new maps? We love them, don't we?
That's a strong word.
I'm indifferent to them
yeah.
right now. They're domination maps. Although the one that I really don't like is the center one, the raised platform.
Yeah.
Because there's like no easy way if you don't have mobility to get up and down.
Yeah, I think they're aesthetically pleasing, but I'm not sure I like the layout of them yet.
Yeah, it all looks good. It always has looked good. All of it does.
Yeah.
Props to
Oh,
the
that Luna
artists.
skin? That looks pretty good.
Oh my god.
That Luna skin is wild.
You know, it's funny. I saw a comment on that video where they showed it off, and they're like, "As a female gamer, I need Punisher in a Speedo with a skull on it." And then I think like 2 days later, they announced that that's the next skin for Punisher or something.
Yeah,
It's just going to be a bunch of naked people running around shooting each other.
Oh, they're cooking.
I don't hate that.
They're cooking.
equal representation.
go.
Yeah, because apparently the Loki skin released, and that's all over the place right now.
A pimp named Loki.
You know, I talk a lot of shit, but if they did one for Hulk, I'd probably buy it. Like Hulk in a Speedo.
I had to buy the fake one.
I think they treat him like Mundo, and he like would have board shorts and surfer gear. Like they wouldn't. I think he'd be pretty close to the Mundo skin, like the surfer skin.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just feel like that's what they would do. All that being said, I think that's our time for today. So,
do we have time for
Unless
one
you guys
more
had-
or no?
if you want, I'm gonna go for it.
I'll bring this up real quick. So, do you guys know those like retro consoles, right? That are they have
Like the legal
built-
ones.
The
Yeah,
built-in
those.
built-in games like the
Yeah, they're the built-in
SNES
game
and the NES.
emulators and ROMs. Yeah.
They're always trash.
Yep. Well, one of the things with those is that they've always been like super legal, right? But no one's really cared about it. Like they just kind of are
Which-
a thing.
Which ones are you talking about?
Well,
You're not talking
Just
about
all
the
of them,
Soulja
just
Boy.
in
You're not
general.
talking.
Like,
You're not talking about the official ones, right? The like Nintendo.
No, these
Okay.
are like
he's
those,
talking about the Soulja Boy.
Yeah,
Soulja
these
Boy.
are like the ones that get made in like China that they distribute, and like no one can really
Okay,
do
yeah.
anything, so everyone just ignores it. Yeah, those are no longer being ignored because according to an article from Android Authority, a YouTuber by the name of Once Were Nerd was sued and raided by the Italian government
Oh, no.
because he makes videos reviewing these retro consoles.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of somebody who's like reviewing heroin. I was just reviewing it. I'm not making it. Yeah, but it's still like super
Possession.
illegal, my guy.
Yeah. And for like, I mean, years now, it's kind of been just an accepted like thing that happens. Like these consoles are just out there and they get sold. People buy them.
all
and
over
it's just,
all over TikTok. It's
Yep.
constantly. I'm constantly getting ads for like Game Boy lookalikes that are always jank as when I look up reviews.
Yes, the
yeah.
game.
And and I'll quote this, I may be pronouncing this wrong. The Guardia di Finanza is the name of the customs enforcement officers showed up at this YouTuber's home with a search warrant to investigate his pirated things. And apparently they collected more than 30 different consoles. Now this did happen like back in April. So I'm just kind of now learning about this. But yeah, this is something that is kind of like a shocker and kind of scary for anyone that, makes this content too. Because again, like this usually does not happen at all. And for Italian copyright law specifically, this is punishable for up to 3 years of jail time as well.
Do we know what game company was the one to call the police on him?
We don't. We do know that they are specifically referencing his reviews for Anbernic devices, which is the name of like the company that makes consoles like this. Anbernic was the ones that they are bringing up specifically. But other than that, like we believe that it's going to be Nintendo and I think Sony is where this is coming from. Because they mentioned the copyrighted material from those two companies on those devices. So yeah. Nintendo. We said it before, but they're not playing games. Like this is crazy.
Japan's had enough of thievery.
Yeah, and not too long ago they were they have the FBI going now and shutting down piracy websites too. So if you are thinking about buying one of those retro games, maybe think again.
You know what's funny is like it's not like the ROM players. Like I have you know what? I don't even know. Hypothetically, there's a system that plays Nintendo and Super Nintendo games that I've used. And I don't think that's illegal. It's only if it's already got preloaded ROMs on it.
I'm actually not sure how that law kind of goes. I've heard multiple things too. Like I've heard people say if you own the game, then it doesn't matter. But I've also heard people say that no, that's not a thing. Like even if you own the game, doesn't mean you can download a ROM of it.
You can't. I think legally you can't download it, but you have to dump your own. Basically, is what it is.
You have to use your own disc. Yeah, because I think people did that with like movies and CDs too, where you could make copies of those if you purchased it, but you can't distribute it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how that works for video games though. But
this one, I have the actual Super Nintendo games. It just plays them because I don't have a Super Nintendo. So
yeah,
maybe that's different. Maybe I'll have to delete all this. Who knows?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Nintendo's knocking.
But yeah, PSA. If you're planning to release a video calling the new Nintendo emulator for Anbernic is really good, don't release that video.
Dang, and you can like you can buy this from Best Buy. Yeah, bestbuy.com sells it for $250. Damn. I mean, it looks clean, but that's crazy. Like the store sells it.
Yep. And I've been to stores that sell these too, because I go to like game stores all the time. You can find these consoles like all over the place.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sucks for you. I feel bad for him now because like if he was doing something terrible and the FBI, why is the FBI, not the FBI, but why are people getting raided for making YouTube videos about video games, things that you can buy in a store?
Yeah.
That's stupid. Okay.
And
whatever.
also just to say, like, they have not actually disclosed exactly what the charges are, so we don't exactly know what happened or anything. So we're just kind of waiting for this to go to trial to see what happens, or this might get dismissed entirely. Like, we just don't know.
I think I had it the first time. He was actually reviewing heroin. And that's why they got him.
But it's also important to note that he specifically has no sponsored videos of these reviews. Like, none of these reviews are sponsored by these companies.
He's not even making money?
Yeah. So these are reviews that he does that are totally unbiased. He's not being paid to recommend them or anything. So he literally did nothing wrong. Still got raided by what is essentially Italian customs enforcement.
Oh, boo-doo, 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 boop.
What's going on, man?
I don't know. Video games
this
are
is
serious
crazy.
business. They're serious business. Well, I think I do have to say that's enough. We're
That
going
is
to call
enough.
it there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. It's been a pleasure having you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave a like and a comment on the video, or hit us up at giantenemycrabpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Blue Sky or Twitter for maybe updates occasionally. I think, is that all the things I usually say?
I think that is.
I feel like I'm missing something. Oh well. I guess we'll just catch you next time then. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Blah.